It's a B grade, so it's 11.5% interest. And let's look at like down here at Sarasota, Florida. This is a D like dog, and that's a 13% interest with 13 months left over. So you can kind of see right here how this works. You basically, obviously, you get to invest in individual properties. So I'm going to tell you in a minute what the exciting new opportunity is here. But I first wanted to explain exactly how this works. Now, I have a number of videos on my platform. I've got one on a ground floor, basically a better, thorough introduction. I have another one on how to select properties. One thing I will say is if you're going to invest in the limited resource obligations, LROs, that's what these are, meaning the flipper is only on the hook. Basically, no one's going to be suing him for his house. Limited recourse means that it's a limited what he has what he owes is the property, and the foreclosure would be against the property itself. Personally, when I'm investing in individual properties, I'm going to stick to properties mostly in non-judicial foreclosure states. So you've got two types of foreclosures. In case the guy doesn't pay his money back and there has to be a foreclosure, you have judicial and non-judicial foreclosure states. Now, in a judicial foreclosure state, it takes a longer time to foreclose on a property and get your money back out because it has to go through a judicial process and go to court and all that. A non-judicial foreclosure state is basically you don't have to go to court. It turns over and is foreclosed on much quicker, and then everyone can get settled and get their money back much quicker. If you want more information on what difference between these two, you just look it up, just Google it. There's also plenty of lists out there that will give you which states are judicial foreclosures and which are non-judicial foreclosures. Okay, so a little bit of information there about Groundfloor. Now let's go to the second part. They have this new program called the Flywheel portfolio. Now, this is what it is on their front page. Look at right here. Empower your investments with. The Flywheel portfolio combines 200 to 400 short-term real estate loans into a single investment portfolio. This innovative approach greatly reduces risk and offers more stable and consistent returns, of course. With the Flywheel portfolio, investors get the added benefit of monthly disbursements as the loans repay, instant diversification into hundreds of loans, and then they set it and forget it. Automatic real estate investing. This is a traditional REIT, a traditional REIT that you invest in the entire portfolio. If you look at their frequently asked questions, they say it's pretty much all of their portfolio of loans, or as much as they can. They release them every few months when a new batch becomes available, and then the Flywheel will be investing in those. As those loans repay, because they're staggered over time, that's when the disbursements are paid back to the portfolio, the Flywheel portfolio, and those are paid out to us monthly. So instead of investing in one property and you get paid in a year, 2 years, or a year and a half to 2 years, and then you get your money back, you're going to be earning your returns on a monthly basis. They're projecting between 9 and 14% return on the investment. And I think the reason they're picking that is because their portfolio, grading their properties A through D, that's pretty much what these investors or the flip guys are paying back to us. And so, Groundfloor then is putting our money across multiple properties. So we're not going to make 14% or 13%. We're also probably not going to be making 9%. I bet you in overtime, I predict the returns average around the 11% range. Now, one brilliant thing about this is that they have about a 1% Groundfloor. You can look it up on their documents, about a 1% failure rate. They release this in their email newsletter every few months. That means about 99% of their loans are being repaid. So you've got great diversification over all of their properties. So the occasional one that goes bad, you're not stuck with your whole investment in one bad property that could take months or a year to foreclose and get your money back.